Can't be destroyed by battle card effects. Neither player can target it. Okay. Can attack
So
some monsters.
funny.
Wait, this is Conductor. Let's go. Target one.
It exists. It's actually.
This is a negate and a special summon.
Yeah, and
You can't respond to this? This card's broken! What the fuck? Why have I never seen this card before? Just press the button. Okay. And what's good, YouTube? We are back with another Tap Tuesdays. I'm your host, Marty, and I am joined with another guest today. We have Cormac on the show, alongside two more of our regulars, Hash and Gabriel. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
I want you to know, who did you call Sam? Because that's offensive.
I slipped because he's usually on when I'm on, so yeah. Just so the viewers are aware, Cormac, just let us know who you are and what you do and all of that jazz.
Yeah, sure. So I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for 5-6 years now at this stage. I've been on like a couple of teams you may have known about. I was on Bros for a while. I was on like E-Man Games for like a year and a half or so. I've been playing a bunch of the online tournaments over the past 18 months. I think I've got like 5 or 6 of them. Like LCSs primarily. I got a win along with the two other people on the podcast here today with Hash and Gabe in
Cormac
LCS7.
hard carry.
It was
Hard
a very
carry.
fun tournament.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
I mean,
fun. Yeah.
It was very fun. Yeah. RIP to Misk. And and I've topped a couple of people may have like heard about stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, just been hanging around. I'm current Irish national champion, I guess, even though it was over 2 years. I guess it's an achievement.
we take those. You hold it. You take
We take it. You know what I mean?
We
take the prize card and
Ireland
run.
now.
That was it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
UK.
Marcus
Oh, that's
as well.
true. Yeah.
Because Marcus is our national
Kermit officially
champion
become
still.
like UK and Ireland champion.
Yeah.
So
True. Yeah.
we take that. Anyways.
Yeah.
we're
So
just
yeah,
gonna-
that's pretty much me.
Yeah, cool. We're just going to talk about a couple of things that happened over the weekend and whatever we guys want to talk about today. I think we have a few topics listed out. We usually start this off with an event roundup. Let's start with the Invitational that happened just this past weekend. What were your guys' thoughts on that?
Tri Brigade is more consistent than Pranked, according to most people who played Tri Brigade in the post-interview discussion, which was like hilarious. That's just not how math works. But yeah, Tri Brigade, best deck, by far, not even close.
Did they try win? I didn't watch.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
nothing
I'm
about
gonna
what
try
happened.
Bro.
against-
The final was Tri Brigade versus Virtual World. Do you guess what happened game 2 and game 3 in Virtual World? He just bricked.
Yeah. Of course.
Because the deck only gets to play like
Who could have seen that coming?
4 out of 5 games, right? Mathematically.
One in every 5.8622 something. I have the number. Virtual World
number.
brick.
We could,
It's
whatever that number is, that's now the Nesh constant.
Yeah. Nah. Bro, a wise man once said, "I'm offended when virtual doesn't break."
Yeah, it's 5 point. Okay, hold on. It's 5.869565522. Don't ask me how I came up with it. I just know I did, and I know it's correct. That's it.
The thing with virtual world, like a lot of people, it's breaking by nature. But it's so bad both sides going second because you can't take out engine, and when you take out engine, this number just goes like down
It
bad.
just dives, like,
It just
yeah.
plummets. Because I mean, it's very good when it doesn't
just
break.
like
Yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy.
when you get to
actually,
play,
'cause-
it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when it gets to
Yeah.
play, it's like one of the best engines, right? Like it's very simple in what it does, and it can do loads of different things, right? And then it breaks, and then it
Virtual-
does literally nothing.
I think what people realize now is that VFD was a cheat code, like just straight up just a cheat code. It made the deck so much better.
Straight up.
It justified the suffering of playing virtual. Because you
Yeah,
at
it also
least
made
needs to
it-
one.
It also made comboing easier and more simple in that deck because it was all just around Cloud Castle. Like it was very
No,
convenient.
and weirdly enough, more consistent because it's easier to make Cloudcast to make VFD than anything
Yes.
else in the deck.
Yeah, exactly. It's very easy, especially with Vermilion and Shelving. Now you
Yeah.
can't do those because you don't get advantage. So
Nah, I just
And
make
it doesn't
your
get you
fun here.
VFD. Like, there's no point in doing any of these
yeah.
combos without VFD. But yeah, so
No, it
you were
makes no
talking
sense.
about Tri Brigade. Do you genuinely believe like that is the best deck of the format?
Absolutely not. It's probably one of the worst decks, if not the worst deck in the competitive
was
scene right now. It's
thinking.
probably worse.
But it
It's probably
wins every tournament. It
That's
wins
the thing,
literally every
though.
single tournament.
it's probably worse. It's probably worse than Shadal Invoked, and nothing is worse than Shadal Invoked. It's that bad. Like it's genuinely so bad.
Tri-Brigade is vanilla Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like Salomon Grade on that format, you know?
Yeah, but
It's
Salomon gets better.
Yeah.
Salomon gets better.
Okay, sure, but it's kind of that kind of deck. It doesn't do that much. It plays a bunch of hand traps. It's the most. Tri-Brigade's the easiest deck to play like in the last like 2 years. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a deck that's like that
That's
simple.
that's a big
For sure.
thing. I'm pretty sure there is a simpler deck.
No
Wait,
way.
I'm just trying to think.
Not like even
a
trap
lot of
decks have
people-
interactions and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, sure, I guess.
A lot of people would say Dino is easier to play, but that's just
That's not true.
Nah,
That's
that was-
definitely
that
not
was-
true.
that was-
As much as we all hate the
Right.
deck here, we can at least give it that much credit.
Nah, that was hard.
I just
But then
realized-
wait a second.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I've realized this group is just the Dino apologists, by the way.
Yeah,
Then
that's
look
true.
at it all.
That's true.
I'm literally an awful Dino player, which only makes it funny.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Damn.
But yeah, like,
Imagine
I don't
that
know,
as
like,
being like, we have like world-class players in this room and this core right now, and they're all just Dino apologists. Can you imagine like
Literally.
the scenes
it's
when
gonna
people
be
realize
so-
this?
I genuinely wholeheartedly believe that Misk was an unnecessary hit on the ban list, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I also agree with that. Just the like
it was
the local,
absolutely
the local.
necessary.
Nah, the local
No, it
dinosaur
wasn't.
Andy and me wants to
It
say
just
it was
wasn't.
unnecessary, but like there are arguments
You
for
are
and against.
tripping.
You are.
This format would be fine with Dino. Like I'm straight up not kidding.
You're
Oh my
tripping. You're
God.
tripping.
I'm
Actually
not.
tripping.
All right,
I'm
Cormac,
sorry,
what's your
so-
opinion on this?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think there's just a bit of a pro Dino bias going on, and like, like, I think that deck existing, I think particularly at this point of a format,
Yeah.
makes things more interesting because I think that's it's a sort of deck I think you always respect when it's playable.
Yeah. For sure.
And there's points within formats, particularly I think in the last couple of formats, because I've noticed that as you get into certain stages of the format, like that deck when it's playable and you build it correctly and like you know how to build it into a format, it can just
like
destroy so many
steamroll
other decks.
things.
Like it can be like the best choice for like so many events.
the thing with Dino
Oh.
though is that like it's so prep intensive to the point where like it's actually hard to make it work. So I think it's fine. Okay,
Right.
so I was saying, right? I think Dino suffers from having a lot of unfair cards, but in terms of like the positioning, the dynamic it gives to the format, I don't think that's unhealthy. I just think that the cards are unhealthy in the actual game, in like the sense of like their
so
game,
you're saying it suffers
which
from
is why
success.
Misk got hit. Yes, it does.
All right, Dino.
There's a lot of decks
Dino
like that,
apologist.
Yeah. There's Dino. I
Listen,
think-
at least I'm a Dino apologist, not an Eddie Howe apologist, but that's a different topic. We don't talk about that.
Alright,
Anyways,
nah,
we got
but
really.
I think,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think for Tri-Brigade, I think it's very representative in sheer numbers.
Yeah.
It got worse as the format progressed. Everyone kind of noticed that. Invitationals are very hard to judge. It's a 16-man tournament, so there's so much going on. There's so much variance for whoever's winning it. But if you look at DB numbers, they're going down. If you look at like the
Zero
other-
Drytron in the Invitational, by the way.
Sorry,
Zero
what's
Drytron.
that?
Yeah, zero Drytron.
Yeah.
Zero
Why's that?
Drytron, one Magical Musketeer.
Yeah.
So
One Mystic
Okay.
Mindburn as well. Mystic Mindburn.
Oh yeah.
Or was that
uh,
was that the same guy who played Musketeer? I feel like he played.
No.
mine
There,
before.
so there's like that guy usually plays Numeron, but he switched to Musketeer.
Oh,
and then
that's what it
there's
was.
another guy who played Mindburn. But there's no Drytron in the entire tournament. which is, like,
Plays
crazy.
numeron is a strong term.
Yes.
We'll let it here. I'll
get
I'll
into
stop there. I'll stop
Listen.
Yeah.
We live in a world where Butler gets meistered, Bell gets
there.
punishment.
Look, it's punishment. This is a wild world.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
it's the wild west out
that's
here.
crazy.
But
So-
Tri-Brigade won the invitation. What won the Quincy tournament? The Strapov, right?
Shadal.
Oh, Shadal one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
The final was Shadal Invoked versus Trap Eldritch.
No way. Wait, how does Shadow
Yeah,
play
it
that?
was aerial. Just no, I mean,
Oh.
like
It's
if
not
you
a
win
very
it,
hard
you win it. If you win it, you win it through aerial. But what happened was that game 3, the Shadow player had like reboot, Pancratops, Nadir, Alistair, something like just a lot of gas. And
Would you want what you want at that point? It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you just draw all the good parts of the Shadal deck, then you're gonna win every game. The problem is the
Also
bad cards in
known
that
as-
deck are awful.
they really
Like,
are.
I just
They're
just don't draw the shadows,
Yeah.
lol.
Just draw your beast.
Set-
Yeah,
Right.
don't draw the
Aerial.
Shadals, don't draw multiple Alistairs. Like, there's just so many bad things
Fleur
altogether.
Like,
de Lis with
a
no way to
friend of
put
mine-
an extra deck monster on board. Like
Fleur-de-lis,
just-
yeah.
Yeah.
like
That's
a
cool.
friend
Yes.
of mine worked on the deck list format and built a list that has like the lowest possible number of bad cards you can have in that deck, and it's still like 8, which is ridiculous.
That's
Like,
great.
it's so bad.
Yeah. What are people's thoughts on that deck in this
Way
format?
too
Actually, I remember talking about this with you guys and like how
It's gaining popularity.
because it's got really good like counterpick matchups.
It's very good into dragons, which became popular, and that deck is
Yeah.
that deck is good into dragons going second as well.
The-
Although it's not that easy to break the dragon board going second, even with that deck, because like your main blowouts are spells and you don't have super poly anymore, which was the biggest thing back in the day. But still, that deck is okay in Dragon Link and win the just FTKs, literally feels.
I mean, bro, they activate Shadow Fusion. You let it resolve. They summon Construct. You flip Rivalry. They lose. That's all.
Nah, but like, yeah, the deck has a good matchup. It's the issue is like it's very bad into prank hits.
Yeah.
Tri Brigade is not that
Oh.
straightforward.
Is it bad into prank kids all overall, or is it just bad into prank kids going second?
It's like
I
it's
mean-
very hard to establish when the under 12 hand traps.
Sure.
I mean, it's not just that. It's that like if a deck can't play into a deck going second, every deck can play going
Yeah.
first already. So
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal.
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see what you mean. Point.
Like, same thing as like
There's also
last
been a lot
format.
of types of play.
What's that?
I
Sorry?
was just gonna say the
But
thing is
that-
also like Winda is like a good floodgate into a lot of decks, but also like there's been like arising cards like Droplet and like I mean Imperm is like played in most decks and stuff like that. Like even as a floodgate, it's not that like it. People are like naturally playing cards in their decks
That out
to
it.
deal with boards. So like
Mhm.
yeah, that are able to out it, and then like particularly in, like something like a pranking matchup, like yeah, it's, like they were saying, like you're not gonna really establish it into like 12 hand trap plus like
Yeah.
Droplet and like a pranking deck, and then going
Yeah.
second,
'Cause
like
droplets
your
has
best
been-
card in your deck is Shadow Fusion going
Yeah.
second. It's just like it doesn't work. So
Because droplets has been picking up in
Yeah.
popularity because of the pranked matchup, dealing with like the butler
Yeah.
going second and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's the only like real hard out to a butler after they've resolved like pandemonium on your turn, right?
Oh, there's also set rival for the warlords. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Of
I'm
course.
so sad.
was
I'm
the-
so sad the LCS got cancelled. I would have rivaled so many
Yeah.
people. So many
I
people.
think that was something
Yeah,
we were
those
going
are
to talk
fun.
about actually. It was the sort of shift in the format towards these kind of floodgate cards, and you guys had
Mm-hmm.
had a list figured out for that to play
was
like
very fun.
floodgate.
Yeah. I genuinely spent like Cormac can confirm. I spent 2 weeks where he did absolutely nothing because he was busy with work, and I just tried to find every single deck that could play those floodgates. It was hilarious. Like it was.
You went down bad.
Yeah.
No, I
And
tried
then-
like. I tried like sharks at some point. Like that was my
Shark.
like.
That deck
Yeah, I
doesn't even
tried
have the
sharks.
cards.
It's a dual links deck. It's actually just a dual links.
Buzzsaw.
Bro, you just-
Summon.
You just flip rivalry. It doesn't matter.
Sure,
You
like
just,
Gozen
I mean,
now.
not rivalry. Gozen.
Because you just
Yeah.
sit on Bahamut
Yeah.
Toad Gozen, right? That's the
Nah,
deck.
my favorite highlight of this format, it was a game Vlad beat Prankits and he was playing Poker Nights.
Oh,
yeah.
that deck. Yeah,
Because
because
poker,
yeah, I've seen the
poker
video.
Nights you play Rivalry and Gozen. It's even like
Prankits.
Jack's Nights
I'm aware.
Rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think those floodgates really like kind of like made people gravitate towards deck that can play them. But then I think people like realized that the best deck that can play floodgates is Dragon Link because rivalry could be
Yeah,
played in
because
Dragon
you
Link.
just
Some people
play
also play Ghost.
dragons, right?
Some people also play Gozen. Gozen's terrible in Dragon Link.
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking
awesome.
about because when I saw Rivalry, I remember someone at the remote YCS was telling me that they were testing Gozen and Drytron, and I thought that was crazy at the time.
We did that.
We-
and I
done
know,
that.
and I know.
We-
Now, that, when I saw the floodgates in your deck, it clicked in my mind like Gozen and Drytron. Like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
bro.
What's good?
It's the only way to make
Yeah.
Drytron playable. Only way to make Drytron playable. 100%. There's no one.
Oh my god. We tested one game on DB with Ghost and Drytron, and we made a guy side twin twister into Drytron because he got Ghost and match. And we were terrified.
And then he got
was
the full
hilarious.
combo.
I remember. Game like game 1, game 2 he got like Drytron. Game 3 game 2 he went second, so he got anti-Drytron. Game 3 he went first. He got hand trapped 3 times, and then he said Gozen, and he was like, yeah, we win. And then his opponent twin twister, and then normal, and then pitches fractal. Like no, pitches fractal as a Tri Brigade, it just kills game.
Yeah, nah, I was pissed. But bro, imagine having just like twin twister into Drytron. It was such a cool idea.
So funny.
It's so sad. It's so
Oh, man,
sad.
Desperate time.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
yeah,
I'm really
floodgates.
desperate.
Yeah. So
Trap Eld is also becoming popular. Like,
Yeah.
very
Sorry?
popular. Trap Eld is just becoming very popular as
Trap
well.
Outglitch, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a good deck. I think. I just think like
traps. It's like 25 or 26.
no, it's like 33, 34.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
you don't play Outland. Outland's a brick.
You actually don't.
Yeah, no. So you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
So
You
good.
play. You play
It
like.
takes
You
up
play
the
like.
trap zone.
Wait, Muddy.
Consent.
You don't keep up. Muddy, you don't keep up with the format that much. So I'll ask you this question, and
Go
I'll see
on.
if you can figure out the answer.
Go on.
Why do you think you have to play 2 Golden Lord instead of 1 in that deck? There's a very funny reason.
Is it the mirror? No, I actually just don't know.
You need to play around Cycle Reader.
Oh, I was thinking. Yeah, I was wondering if it was Cycle Reader or the mirror match, and I was like,
Yeah.
what's?
Yeah, it's Cycle
But
Reader.
yeah,
Otherwise
wait,
you
but
got
that plays
FTK
into
with
Cycle
Cycle
Reader,
Reader.
right?
No,
Because
no,
that's
it's like,
two,
you
and
don't
they
get
both
both.
get banished. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, but
you're
you
not gonna
don't,
have
you don't
both
reach
of them.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
you only play
Otherwise-
with 1.
Yeah, otherwise I'm
then-
guessing you just play the one, right? So you don't get.
Yeah, you have no win condition if like you play one and get Psycho Reader.
Yeah,
Because your
fair
deck doesn't do
enough,
anything.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Your
no,
win
no,
condition is
that's
like
fair.
Conquer Huaki to play this or some shit.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Oh, God.
The
Anyways.
deck is good.
Right.
It's like, it's just like it's very hard to justify it for an event.
Yeah,
That's the
I
problem.
agree as well. And also, you're playing Trap Out for like 7 rounds, which is a miserable experience.
No, it's fun, but I find everything fun.
It's fun. Yeah, let's finish event round.
Yeah, I mean, you can prank it's fun. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a masochist. Or an addict, or both.
Nah, listen.
Listen.
When I play these decks, I win, and when I win, I have fun.
True.
winning's fun.
Alright.
Nah,
We have-
Bracket is miserable even when you win.
No, winning.
Oh gosh, winning. It's everything. It's everything.
All right.
That's-
What happened in the Duel Links?
Yeah, I was gonna
World
just
thing?
jump onto that and just finish off the event roundup. We had the KC Grand Tournament, which is basically like Duel Links Worlds. 16 players qualified last like 2 weeks ago, and then whatever KC Cup number ones were also invited. So it was 25 players or something like that.
Was
did
Christian's brother involved?
Yes, Sniffus was playing. Who's apparently like this is something I didn't know was he's Christian Thomas's brother. But yeah, he played.
Yeah,
he
he
made
is.
top 16. I think it was top 16 or top 8. He lost in a really
16, I think I saw it on Twitter.
yeah.
I think
Oh
that's-
yeah, he lost in a really unfortunate way. He just got like 5-card comboed by Cyber Dragon. He couldn't do anything. Like,
Bro, how
because
is it 5 card calling Duel Links? Isn't it 4 cards?
because you go second, right? With Cyber
Oh,
Dragon.
yeah,
You go
oh,
second,
sure,
you get
sure.
5-card comboed by Sidra. It's just insane, right? And he just died.
Lovely game. Lovely game.
It's an amazing.
Must be
game.
nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
At least they had best of 3 this
decent
time.
game.
Like for the main tournament, they at least had best of 3.
So they had to avoid everyone playing Automat Mirrors, I see.
Yeah. So what happened was, I don't know. Do you guys know what the rules were for like deck building? So you had to bring 3 decks,
Little bit.
and your card pool was spread across those 3 decks. So you were only allowed 3
Yeah,
copies
it's
of
like
something.
Worlds.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how, it's like Duel Links Worlds generally is. And who...
We have, just a note. I think this would be a very fun format for TCG 3v3s. If
Yeah.
people in the same team had to share card pools.
Yeah. It'll be cool, but
Who
like...
gets Ash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who gets who gets Ash? No, you
like,
can.
for
No.
example-
Do you know how you do this? You have like one monkey trap eld player who doesn't play any hand traps.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
one combo player who plays no hand traps as well, and then you have the tri brigade in the middle, just playing.
Yeah,
all
and
the
then,
hand traps.
and then because that's so obvious, the
Yeah.
trap alt guy runs into like 10 minutes or something. It's crazy.
What do you want?
I
Like-
mean, you can make like fun of but yeah, for the Duel Links thing, they had to do it so you play other decks because there's
yeah,
only
yeah,
one deck
because
of way
otherwise it
better
would have
than
just been
literally everything else.
automatters. Yeah. But the whole thing was obviously won by a Japanese side domain. Like, I think everyone saw this coming. The Japanese are so good with that deck. They love that deck, and they're amazing with it. They just open
The
like, so
production,
much.
the production was so weird. I remember
Yeah.
trying to do like post-match interviews, and it took them like 40 minutes to get an interview rolling. And they had like 5 people standing there, and then like the 2 people's faces in like eight sides in the screen. It was so
Yeah. That was weird.
obnoxious.
Yeah. Like, they had the like EU stream, and they kept cutting back and forth between the Japanese stream and the EU stream.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. But I think the EU side did a pretty good job with that. Shout outs to Luke.
Yeah.
What else was there? That event also just ran into a bunch of problems. Because right at the beginning, no one could spectate any of the games in game, and half the skills that are like that put cards in the extra deck, like the TG one and the Blue Eyes one, those skills just did not work. They wouldn't activate, so people had to play their games with a TG deck with no extra cards in their extra deck for the skill.
Basically worlds.
Yeah, and then they had to replay those games. I think Neg1 even won one of his games. He was playing TG. He won one of his games without all the extra deck cards, and then I think he was made to like replay the game as well.
No way.
It was,
No way.
Oh
it was crazy. So that happened.
If Master Duel Worlds ends up being like this,
That's what I was
I'm
gonna
cry.
say. Like, that's what I was gonna say.
I
Like,
think Master Duel is a bigger project. Like Duel Links, like even the game is very glitchy. Like the way it's developed, it's not like, for example, you can see the PC port of Duel Links is
Yeah.
literally just a mobile game.
but stuck
trashed
on.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Hopefully Master Duel shouldn't be as bad, but it's kind of scary.
I mean, we were supposed to learn more this week, but we just got catfished like an hour.
Teaser trailer, bro. 1
teaser
minute
trailer.
of Master Duel. You got Dabbing Rabbit.
the rescue rabbit.
Yeah, you got
To be
rescued.
fair,
damn it.
having
Rescue
Rabbit
Dab
is
is
like
amazing.
more than what I could ask for.
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm gonna. No,
no,
I don't
it's-
care how that's obtainable. I'm paying for it if it's a thing. Like, I'll
Oh
pay for
no,
it.
absolutely.
The whole monetization system is just the rabbit. That's
Bro,
what it is.
somebody-
It's just
Somebody working at Konami right now is like watching this video and overpricing the Rescue Rabbit
Bro,
avatar.
it's a rescue.
Oh,
rabbit.
absolutely.
I can't wait for the Fortnite dancing Stratos. Like as soon as that drops.
Oh, we have
Can you imagine?
we do have some actual information, right? Like we know that like the cards will be unlockable from the beginning.
Yeah.
We know that some cards will be like obtainable through gameplay, and we also know through the invitational stream from last week.
Oh.
No, not last week. Not like the YCS stream. The YCS stream.
Okay.
Billy Brick said that there will be stuff like deck masters and deck avatars, and I don't know what these exactly means. They could just be the cosmetics.
there's a little pets,
I'm
right?
pretty sure Deck Master is a pet. Deck Master is Rescue Rabbit, and Avatar is
Yeah.
the logo. That would be my guess.
Yeah, probably. I think so as well. But basically, like every deck is gonna have a deck master kind of thing. So that's
Dabbing Rabbit, yes.
Dabbing rabbit. It's
Yes,
gonna be
Dabbing
dabbing rabbit with
yeah.
everything.
Dabbing Rabbit.
Everyone's
yeah.
gonna have Dabbing Rabbit, but like, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe
Like,
maybe it depends on your deck. Maybe you don't get to
They-
choose.
they-
Maybe it depends on your deck.
Nah, it's definitely cosmetic.
I'm gonna play whatever it takes to get Dabbing Rabbit.
Yeah.
They're good. I want Fortnite dances in them. Imagine if they make like
Fortnite
Stratos with like the
dances,
guy doing like the L, you know?
No,
Like
no,
just
do you know,
dance.
do you know-
Yeah.
do you know
Yeah,
what will go
do.
hard? Do you know what will go hard? On the PC version of the game, the mods. I cannot wait when we mod the game on PC
Oh
and we
my God.
actually put them in.
Nah, it's
Nah.
gonna be
So
cool.
insane.
The Yu-Gi-Oh
Going-
community can't be trusted if this shit.
Yeah. I was
So
about to say,
good.
knowing the Yu-Gi-Oh community, like I can't be surprised if like somebody just shows up with an X-rated mod or something like that.
Oh,
Straight up.
just
True.
family-friendly channel. I now need to make this I
Yeah.
can't put this
Oh
on
no.
YouTube for kids. Unlucky.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
Next topic.
So yeah, Master Duel. That's Master Duel. You're
No
talking about
news.
Duel Links and
No
just
news.
how their online games are just going to be the way they are. Hopefully, we see more Master Duel stuff in the near future.
Yeah,
I really hope we get a release date soon, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I really, really want like
I
something
think
at the
it
end
looks
of the
quite
year.
polished
I
from
mean,
like what we've seen. Like we're quite. It looks
Yeah.
like we're quite close to an end product.
Yeah.
So
And
'cause they've
if
been
they
working
brought,
on
Yeah,
if
I
they
would
brought it
hope
to Gamescom, they probably would plan to release it like not
Yeah.
super far away.
yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't bring it to this
Yeah.
year's Gamescom.
Yeah, it would be at least before the end of the year, right? Like
No, but we know for a
Yeah.
fact that we know for a fact that it's gonna be this
This year.
season. We just
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know when.
Yeah, because of the World's qualification
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it has
I mean,
to be like at
assuming
latest,
everything
like,
goes to plan.
February. So
No, it has to be. It
Yeah,
has to be in
exactly.
2020. Has to be in 2021. Sorry, 2021. Yeah.
Cool. So
yeah.
with that out of the way, we wanted to talk a little bit more about just the format in general and an upcoming ban list, possibly.
Yeah.
ban
we have
list
ban list in it.
season. Yeah.
It's ban list season. It's like in a month, right? It's 1st of October.
Yeah.
Should be. I think
Yeah.
something I would like to see them do is make the ballast announcement as early as the last one. Remember how early the last one was?
Yeah,
it was
I
like
like that.
2 weeks.
10
Yeah,
days
I like
ahead of
that as
time or
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because whenever it's like about to be a ban list, no one plays Yu-Gi-Oh because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because anytime you're spending is basically just going in the bin. So I hope they do it early.
Yeah.
What do,
And
what
there's
do you
not
guys
even
think
any
needs to be
like
addressed?
events. I mean, the main one has to be Tri Brigade, right? Just because like how represented it is,
Yeah.
and like the results it's been getting. Like, I mean, we talk down on the deck, like a few of us here, but like it is getting results. It is the most popular deck. By sheer numbers, it's going to be probably the most represented. Most
I
represented
think a
top
lot of
most
what
events.
we
Yeah,
So
for
when we
sure.
talk about
Yeah.
ban lists and stuff, we also got to think about not just like the highest level of play. We got to think about all levels of play,
Yeah.
and even from a local level upwards. Like Tri Brigade is doing extremely well, even just at locals and stuff.
It's probably one of the most overrepresented decks in a very
Yeah.
long time. Like
For
very
sure.
long time.
For sure.
So
And like its
if you look at-
gameplay
if you look at this
dynamic.
format,
Go ahead.
if you look at this format, I think the only deck that needs to be hit is Drytron, which is arguably the worst deck of the format, which is very funny.
Yeah.
I feel like the only deck that does anything like very serious is Drytron. But to
Yeah.
keep the game fresh, especially because I don't think that the Birds of Destiny releases are that good. I think they're playful. They're
Yeah.
You can play the decks. They're playable, but they're not like good enough to be better than the current decks we have.
To completely like
So-
remove decks from the format, right?
Yeah.
They're not good enough to do
Which
that.
is correct. Decks
That's
shouldn't
fine,
be able to just
yeah.
power creep everything else.
Yeah. Because
So
we
I
saw
think
what
we need
happened
a
in
list to, like,
2014 when that
rotate
happened.
out.
So
Yeah, exactly. Or like Arcus.
Yeah, this
or-
isn't DUEA. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's not
that
going to
was
be the
just
case.
insane.
It's weird. Like I think Drytron's gonna get addressed first of all.
I
Like
think Drytron is
prob-
dying.
How do you think
Yeah,
it's getting
I mean,
addressed,
too.
though? Do you think it'll be
I
directly
mean, it depends.
addressed?
depends on how Konami want to address it. I don't think they're gonna hit the fairies. I think they're just
No,
gonna
the
hit
fa-
Drytron names
Yeah.
at this point.
No way they're hitting Drytron names. I think it's very unlikely.
I think
So what are they doing?
so. There's
I
Banning
two.
think,
Benton?
I think Benton is a fair hit. I think you just ban Benton.
So, but then that's hitting the
No,
fairies,
it's fine.
right? I think there's two
I mean-
things I was thinking about that you can hit. It's getting rid of the Beatrice, because the Beatrice is what enables like the constant Eversends, and it makes the deck a little bit more consistent in some ways because there's combo routes with the Beatrice. So there's that
Yeah.
one.
I-
And there's also hitting the Dragoon engine. But that's like very indirect and very sort of forward thinking because if we're talking about like Burst of Destiny and we've also got the Destiny Fusion coming out, that could be the way they address that and also sort of
Yeah.
halfway address Drytron, because I feel like the main threat of Drytron is it being able to like make a Dragoon after getting hand trapped a couple of times, right?
Sure.
I would like Drytron should not
Yeah.
be a deck. I think Drytron being in the
Yeah.
format warps deck building
it-
so much.
Yes, that
That
is true.
it makes every game worse. Because I need to play like 15 hand traps, 18 hand traps somewhere in my list to have a chance to beat the Drytron going second. If Drytron was on a deck, there's more ways to approach the format.
Yeah.
Drytron existing kind of streamlines you into hand traps. Because every card that you
Yeah.
play like Droplets or Chalice,
Yeah.
not real cards
They're
against
not-
Drytron. So they fuck up the hand trap math.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not
Yeah.
real cards on their own, but yeah, that's the whole point.
Sure, but I mean, still,
Yeah.
Droplets
Yeah, you still need to see
Yeah.
the hand track with them. Like, enough cards
Yeah.
alongside them to make them play it.
Like I don't want to be building a deck. Like I've been doing this for like how long now? Maybe how long has Drytron been around? Like 8 months, 9 months. For the last like that
Several
amount of
months, yeah.
time, every time I build the deck list, I have to commit 3 cycle with the 3 draw into it, and that's just terrible. Like why do I have to do that? I shouldn't.
Your
not
first
healthy.
thought is like, how am I beating Drytron post side?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But first thought process.
Yeah.
So even if it's not the best deck, I'd really like to see them address Drytron.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna hit Eva. Even though I think Eva would be a good hit, I don't think
It's
they're
a
doing
good hit,
the
but
agent things.
if they're planning to release like the agent stuff anytime soon,
Yeah,
then it's
I don't see them doing
they
any of
want to
that.
keep it for that realistically. So we talked about
Also,
Fez. Yeah, Beatrice would
Yeah,
probably
and
be a
yeah,
good one.
it's a BA hit as well. It's like Konami kind of cares about those things. In the sense, like, there's a bunch of like old BA players just randomly get Beatrice banned.
No, just get rid of Alpha. Just get rid of Alpha.
I mean, I would love that. I think
Or
Band
Meteonis.
Zero is the most likely hit.
What do you guys
Band
think about
Meteonis.
Meteonis?
It's just
Meteor
ban
is
the
it
ritual spell.
the
Lol.
ritual spell? Oh, just kill the ritual
Yeah.
spell. Yeah, let's
Just
go.
ban the
That's
ritual
not
spell,
how you
lol.
ritual summon, guys.
I mean,
You meant
that
to
just,
ritual
like,
summon with
makes it-
levels.
Yeah.
It's cheating.
Yeah, but it feels like it's one of those. I just feel like one of those things where they're just like trying to completely kill a deck. I don't think they really like doing those sort of things. They like making a deck playable, but just not good
Yeah.
when they like
Yeah.
usually like ban stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
think Benjamin should do
I
it.
don't know, that's one.
Benjamin should do it.
Yeah, the right one was better
Yeah,
than
that's the
doing
thing,
it.
right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I,
it does it.
yeah, I think like, especially if they want to do like address like future releases, I think either banning the Beatrice is good or banning the Verte Anaconda. I've talked about Verte Anaconda with a couple of.
I don't think
videos.
Verte is never getting banned because
You
of
really
DPE.
think so?
No way.
Why
Because of
not?
what?
Not anytime soon. DPE.
DP, what's that?
The Phoenix Enforcer. That's
Yeah.
that's Infusion. Okay. Now I would really like to see Verte banned. I hate Verte.
Yeah, I don't think it's like amazing card design, and like
I think
the
it's a
fact that you can
horrible
throw-
card design.
Yeah,
The most annoying thing for me is that your deck is always better as soon as you don't draw those shitty cards.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Right, like,
it makes deck
that's-
building.
Your deck is
like,
always better if you don't draw those garnets. So you in a position, I have a brain, and I want to play 3 vanillas for no reason, right? So I don't.
Yeah.
And then you play someone, they play 3 vanillas for no reason.
And
But
then
if they
get
don't draw
rewarded
them,
for it, yeah,
their deck is better, right?
Yeah.
Just like because they didn't draw vanillas.
yeah. But I guess it's like
Yeah.
if you ban the Verte, it's semi-addressing like Drytron's like only like thing that's like
Yeah.
keeping it together at this point. So it addresses that, and then like in the context of the format at least. Like I know
Yeah.
you guys argued about like, oh, I don't want to like play 12 hand traps in the main deck and then side
Yeah.
into all of these extra things. I mean, given the direction of the game, it depends how they want to push the game and like if that even is a thing continuing forward. Like, is this hit enough to like stop Drytron enough, like to stop the format from going in that direction? Who knows? But it might be one of the first things they do, and then if they find that they do have to address Drytron more directly, then yeah, that might be what they have to do afterwards. Yeah. All right.
I think I arguably hate the fucking the Dragoon decks more. The deck is just like Red Ice
Red Ice
Fusion.
Fusion, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tired.
But then those Red Ice Fusion
What is
decks
it?
are-
Through back row.
Yeah. I mean, after the next like set, those Dragoon decks just become Fusion Destiny decks, though. So
It's a better card. Fusion Dust is way better.
yeah.
So
The
funny.
Garnets aren't as bad Garnets as well. Like, you know.
Nah, it's just a follow up. The issue of Dragoon is that Dragoon doesn't generate follow up,
Yeah.
but Fusion Destiny literally just like it's a guy that comes back, and then you have a special summon and 2 draws.
Yeah.
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 It's not bad at all. Like I like the Vision Destiny stuff, but I think like you can argue for hitting Anaconda in the ban list, but I think because of the Fusion Destiny stuff, it's just not happening right now.
I
It's
think
probably gonna
that's-
happen sometime
yeah.
next year.
I think that's actually like you're saying that's the reason they're not going to hit. I think that's exactly the reason why they'll hit it, because now you have multiple fusions that are breaking this card. So I don't know. It's just
If they want to sell Birth of Destiny, Birth of Destiny should sell anyway because it's a
it
very
will
good
sell
set.
without
so
it. That's the thing, right?
yeah.
Because you've got new decks
would-
and
Yeah.
I would really like to see a Birth hit. I don't think it's happening, but I would really like to see.
I mean, I think the priority for me and for all of us is Drytron dies.
Yeah.
I want that deck gone.
Did
I'd like to see
Uh,
Drytron die. I think you need a Tri Brigade hit.
what do you think?
Try
the
to
hard
hit
hit should
to hit.
be? What did you
I think
say?
Tank is getting limited. I think Tank is getting limited.
It's about as good as
It's a mad
Rotom.
hit.
I mean, it's as good
Yeah.
as Rotom.
Yeah, it is a
now,
really
so-
mad hit.
It is mad, but
Yeah,
like
it is for sure.
it probably will just be one of the hits, right? Oh, any of the
I would like
limits,
to
like
see Nervo Chuan. I would really like to see
yeah.
Nervo Chuan. I think
I
it's
was
a very
thinking
good
about
hit.
that. Yeah.
It,
I was also thinking about
mergers a deck.
because now you don't have the constant
Yeah.
like Nerval searching in the like
Yeah.
whatever, or you don't get to like follow it
Yeah.
up every time you get stopped. If you get stopped, like the Nerval loop stops, right?
Yeah, I don't hate
Right.
Revolt. I don't hate Revolt Chuan as well.
Revolt.
I don't think it's like a mega hit, but
Yeah.
them hard drawing Revolt's the most frustrating shit ever.
because then you have no target for your bad Brom. Yeah.
No,
what was
like
that?
no, because they usually like you try to stop them from playing and then they just set Revolt.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they actually just
for
hard
the
drop
opponent,
card.
it's really
Yeah.
frustrating when they
Oh,
hard
yeah,
drop.
of
Yeah,
course,
and
of
it
course.
makes it makes
exactly
this
one at that point. You know?
Yeah.
yeah,
okay,
it
that's
makes
what-
desires unplayable as well.
Yeah.
Because you can't desires and risk
Yeah,
banishing the
that's
revoke.
true. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then if
Yeah.
they can't play desires, if they still need to play a pot, it probably means they move away from zoos then as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Which means
Because
they're
you
playing
can't
cat,
play-
which means their deck's bad.
Yeah. Bro, just ban Boba.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to be
I mean-
honest, yeah, it could make a yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
how they're gonna hit Tri-Brigade. I just know it's happening, and Tri-Brigade is
Yeah.
such a deck that, like, if you limit anything other than Teki's not Tri-Brigade technically. If you limit anything that has Tri-Brigade on its name and that's being played in Tri-Brigade decks, it's gonna be enough, I think.
Yeah, the deck is very fragile. It's lacking cards. Like, it doesn't have enough engine.
Yeah, it is. So I
Limiting
think Tri-Brigade
Kid
will
could
get it.
work if you don't want to limiting Kid if you don't want to let him Nervo. If you think Nervo's too harsh, I think Kid's an okay limit as well.
Yeah, I think it's fine. What do you think other decks? I think Prankid's probably gonna die,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I
Like, I don't
know
think
what
it
they're
should.
doing with Prank. It's very hard. Like,
I
don't think
they're
it should.
Yeah.
I don't think it should get hit, but I think it will, and I think
Nah.
it's probably gonna die. Probably.
To be honest, I think Prankits needs to die because Prankits otherwise will be forever be the best one card engine deck in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can be better at no deck is better at Prankits at being Prankits. That's being the one that like hand trap, normal kid, right?
Yeah.
No deck is ever gonna be better. And with like Evil Twin, which is a very similar deck going out, I
Yeah.
think you need a Prankits address.
Yeah.
I
How
think you just ban me out.
Is it-
Like I'm not
ban
even
me out?
trolling. Just ban me out. Yeah.
So
yeah,
here's the
yeah.
thing.
I'll- I think Doodle Chuan is probably okay. I think
Doodle
Yeah,
to
I like
one,
that as well.
Pandemonium to one.
Doodle Chuan's okay. I think Doodle Chuan is more expensive.
Pandemonium. I'll have you know, Pandemonium to 1 is what I'm playing in one of my Pranked decks right now, and it
Oh,
works.
okay,
So I
sure,
don't think that's
So
fine.
that doesn't
Like I
do
think
that.
it does.
I
It needs
think
more
Funny
hit,
Chuan's are
right?
okay hit as well. Yeah, but Doodle's
I-
a better hit.
I think Doodle. If they're not trying to kill the deck,
Yeah.
they touch Doodle, but Doodle kills the deck anyway. Like you limit Doodle, the deck doesn't exist.
Nah,
So-
I would ban Lampsis. I think that's fair.
Ban Lampsy so you can't win in time.
You can,
Nah,
you can
drop
choose
this,
drops,
Just ban both. Just
Hello?
ban both.
but you can't summon Butler. Then the prank
Nah,
gets literally
I
doesn't do
think-
anything. 'cause they
I
don't
think-
know.
I think if they don't want to kill the deck and want to still hit it, they can do stuff like limiting place or limiting pranks.
Yeah.
Limiting
Or
prank.
just put all the kids.
But
at
no,
once.
like I'm not trolling.
Yes.
Limiting
All of the
limiting
kids at
pranks
once.
makes
So,
the
if
deck
you
so
draw,
much
so they all
worse.
become guardeds after you draw the first one.
Nah, they're the dragon rulers.
Yeah.
Kid.
They're literally
Um,
dragon rulers. Like, what do you want?
No, yeah. I would like a prank hit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think Dragon Link is not gonna get hit, and I think it should. But I don't see Konami doing it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's
me neither.
very hard to hit dragons now.
No, I think to be fair with you, right? I think the next hit is going to be either Tracer or Seal. So the next
I
hit,
think it's gonna
when
be
it's
Future Zero. It's gonna
Seal
be
to
no, I
zero,
think-
let's go.
I think when the next Dragon Link hit comes, it will be the end.
Yeah. Bro, there's no
Uh,
way. Like you can only take so much.
But like
I'm just saying I've been advocating for Seal to Zero for like 9 months. That card is way too good. Like that
It's
card is
weird.
insane.
I actually I'm
think
biased. I know.
Yeah. I think
I
Seal's
really-
a
I really
perfect
like
card.
Heretic Seal.
Yeah. No, I think that card's fine.
No, like I like the card, but I think like when
No,
you
it's
look
still
at that
fun.
card, it is a bit of like an insane card. Like,
It is,
Of
it
course,
is, it
yeah.
is.
But I think
That's
Yu-Gi-Oh is allowed to have like good cards, right? I think like hitting the
Yeah.
rocket
Yeah,
engine might be a
I
way
wouldn't want to
forward,
see it bad.
but
but-
yeah.
I doubt if it's rocket hits. I doubt it we've seen in this list because Birth of Destiny has rocket support.
yeah, that's true.
Sure, okay.
And
Yeah.
and at some point in the far future, we're gonna get Borderland. At some point.
Yeah,
What's that? Sorry.
I think it might be
Uh,
Birth of Destiny. I think it just makes sense to be Birth of Destiny.
I hope so.
If
I
they
hope so.
brought
Just
it
give us
forward,
one
it
more
makes sense.
format with dragons, I guess. I don't even know if like current dragons can make Borderland, to be honest. I don't think
From Two Dragons, it's Borderland Savage.
Wait, does
Wait, I need to look this
does
up.
Borderland does Borderland justify what's it called? Word Legacy again or
No,
not?
no.
Okay. Okay.
You make
Nothing
it's so
justifies
it's so funny because you make the quad bar with the Lingers line. So you make Rom, then you Tracer for a thing, and then you make Pisty, and you make the other thing, then you revive, then you make quad bar, then you make the Lingers, then you pop. It's so funny. It's a very
Yeah.
fun combo. Then Borderland negates something, and then it summons back, and then it makes Savage. It's very good.
The only person who's listening to this podcast that understood what he just said is probably Charlie. Everyone else just did it. It's just
No,
Dragon
yeah,
Link
it's
language.
good.
Yeah.
Cannot be
Yeah, no,
targeted,
something-
cannot be
something
destroyed, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Neither player can target it. Okay. Can attack
So
all monsters.
funny.
Wait, this is conductor. Let's go. Target one.
It
effect
exists. It's
monster.
actually
This is a negate and a special summon.
yeah, and
You can't
Yeah.
respond to this? This card's broken! What the fuck? Why
Yeah,
have I
it's
never seen this
crazy.
card before?
because it's also exclusive. Yeah. I think there's a chance to bro to Destiny. I don't think they're hitting dragons though.
What the fuck
No,
is
me
this
neither.
card?
Me neither.
I would like just the Chaos Space one. I think Chaos Space is one of the main.
Bro,
Yeah,
reasons.
Chaos
that's-
Space is
that's
such
fair.
shit design, bro. That card made me mauled when I first saw it. You put the Chaos Dragon, the baby dragons to 1, and then you release Chaos Space. Like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah, I can't even
Yeah,
balance
nobody-
that, right? Like,
Fuck.
No, nobody said this when they released Silent Mining. What is this?
There's a
Like,
big
that was-
difference.
No. There's a very, very
Yeah,
different
yeah.
syntax. You gotta understand. Silent
No,
Mining
guys,
added Gazelle.
Guys,
This
you
has
guys,
the
you guys are biased. You guys are biased. When I said Silent Mining, your heads reverted to Gazelle. My head reverted to Draconet. Draconet
It's
is
ridiculous.
broken.
There's not. There's 8 more cards that are the same card as Draconnect.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense, like.
Literally.
Mathematician is the same card as Draconnect, by the way.
Bro,
It's the same card.
Soul Eating Overapt is the same card as Dragon.
Yeah, it's the same card.
They both
Yeah,
just
it's-
summon him.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
no, I think Dragon will get hit.
Yeah. Is there
I think
any-
those are like the
that's
forming
fair.
decks of the format.
forming, yeah.
It's Frank's D-Link, Dry, Tron, and Try.
Yeah. Is there any?
I would like to
I don't
see.
think-
yeah, like,
I would like to see Archer Band, but I've seen this
yeah.
on the list.
We've seen that card like decide way
Yeah.
too
I mean,
much.
Konami should look at every single one of in their balance and decide whether they want it at 3 or at 0. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah,
straight up.
there are a bunch of justified one-offs, but Order is just bad.
Like
one-
what?
which one's
What's the just? No. What's the justified one of that isn't engine?
Oh yeah, I mean, the engine one, like Redson, okay, went off.
Sure.
I think guys like
yeah, like,
Reborn, like if they go to 3 is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard because I understand the argument 0 or 3,
Yeah.
but I think cards that like don't inherently promote bad gameplay but are a bit powerful, they can stay at 1.
Yeah.
Like Called by at 1 is bad. Called by
That
promotes
needs to
bad
go to
gameplay.
0.
It's 0 or 3. I'd rather have 3. I'll be less pissed if my
You'll be
draft
less.
going through
You'll
one
be
of their
less.
Yeah,
annoyed.
yeah.
Oh, whenever
That's it, yeah.
it's
Look,
and
I just
whenever
want
it's
look,
relevant.
I just want to hand trap a combo player and just be done with it. Like they can talent me after that.
No.
Just be done with it.
No.
Like because
Nah.
it's when
No,
you get called by
talent's
into
another one.
talents. Like that card should be at 0 anyways, but it's getting
Yeah.
called by into talents. Like you just lost 2 hand
Called by
traps.
should Called by should is just like no. Like please don't
Yeah.
stop.
It's
No,
it's
no.
not fair.
you're kicking
And
someone
also,
also
like-
down. Like, that's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
another
people
interesting
forget this
thing-
card exists because it's not relevant right now. But when Midbreaker Field is relevant in a deck, it's also
Oh yeah,
stupid.
It's fucking.
Yeah,
trash.
Midbreaker is a bit silly. But it's like I don't like Midbreaker being at 1. I think you do it at 3. But Midbreaker is like at least Midbreaker is not an interrupt. Cold by is just so good because it's everything. The
Yeah.
card's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
interrupt. It prevents a hand trap.
Yeah. I think with
And
Yeah,
Midbreaker
it's
is
card,
fun.
like-
Too
Yeah.
much.
No, yo,
Do you guys
With
see
the
any
cards
bad
like-
cards coming back?
What?
And coming back.
Do you guys see any bad cards coming
I'm
back?
not sure, but I was gonna add to the
Mm.
point of like all these like non-engine one-offs is like, and the sort of
Nothing
rising
else.
popularity of like Pot of Prosperity in a lot of decks as well, is where those one-offs become way
That's
more
true.
accessible in a lot of decks,
Yeah.
and it just sort of
Yeah.
like makes that dynamic a little bit more like harder to deal with as well, because a lot of decks can
Yeah,
just
I mean-
support Prosp and support
Yeah.
like these floodgates, and then they just get to the floodgates way more consistently. It's like a lot of games I'll play now, I'm like looking at a Prosp and I'm like, I probably should ash this, even though it's not the best thing to ash, because if they hit like a non-engine floodgate, they just win the game on the spot,
Yeah.
right?
It's so
Prosperity,
weird.
Prosperity is one of the best cards ever.
It's so
Like,
good.
it's crazy.
Probably varies. It's so funny that Prosperity is actually part of duality.
It's
It's
better.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
better. This
Yeah,
Riddle
but
6.
like I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh back then, but I can promise you when Duality got released, people were joking about how broken it would be without
was
the
broken.
special summon restriction.
No,
And it
but
was
Duality
already
was broken at the time. It was so broken.
Yeah.
It was
I think he's like the
Yeah,
modern.
even
It's
Commodore
modern
at the
duality.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's modern day duality. It's the same card.
Yeah, but it's also just 6 cards instead of 3, which like makes the
Yeah.
math so much better.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
crazy how
Yu-Gi-Oh's much
better
faster now,
Yeah,
so you need
so
more
you have
cards.
yeah,
kind of
it's
the
a
trade-off.
card that's been sort of updated with the times. Like now it doesn't have the restrictions.
It makes
Yeah.
sense. I think
makes
the
a lot of
release,
sense.
the design of Prosperity and the release of it and the timing of it and everything makes sense. It's just
Yeah.
that the card is so good.
Yeah.
It's
I just
insane.
don't think it's particularly compatible with the old sort of like power one-offs and these cards that we think should be banned anyways. It just makes them a little bit more
Yeah.
obscene because they're so much more accessible. I don't think it's like compatible with that. So I think a lot.
Yeah, like at the very beginning of the format, people played Rescue Cat Tri Brigade, and their entire idea was that Prosperity will search a floodgate.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, yeah, early in the format, I felt way more like oppressive in a sense because everyone was like trying to do their combo, and then at the end just go prosp and just try and hit like the most broken on engine thing they can hit.
Yeah.
And when you have cards like Imperial Order, Call by, and in this format, you know, like talents exist, stuff like that. Like you just see there. I mean, that's a separate thing. But like, you know, all these sort of like just sort of broken cards that exist within the game, and then this thing could just search pretty much whatever you need for that specific instant. Like the worst offender of this, I enjoyed using it, but like, and everyone here will test it, was when Dino.
I know what's coming.
Yeah.
I know,
Of course, it all comes back to Dino. Oh,
I know,
no,
yeah. I feel like I'm just parroting the same thing again, but like
Prosp was built
it's
for
now
Dino.
becoming a thing.
It's so good in Dino. It was so good in Dino. I think that was like the first thought
really
everyone had was
beneficial
like,
for us.
yo, this card goes in Dino. That deck can put
Nice.
16k multiple times.
Killing
in.
under frost is like peak serotonin. It's so funny.
gosh.
Yeah, no,
I still remember
ridiculous,
we
yeah.
didn't realize you could kill under Prosp, but
Yeah.
then Ryan did it 4 times in LCS 11, and we just went, oh,
Was it just like
okay.
Conductor, Dugarez, and the
No. So this is what happened, right? We made a Dino deck that beat everything other than Dragon Link and said fuck it, right? And then we put Prosperity in because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we were building the extra deck and we just had like 3 free cards. And Ryan was literally like, okay, Nash, I'll entertain your stupid idea and add Dugares and Pentastag. Okay, Dugares and Pentastag ended up being the 2 best cards in Ryan's deck that weekend. It was
Yeah, of
crazy. Like,
Of course.
Yeah.
You just kill
On
people.
the-
It's 7k Persa, like.
On the Dino LCS, we did a 19k turn.
Oh god.
19k!
Like,
It was like
that shouldn't be
Tyrano, Giant Rex, Dugares, Pentastag, something else. It was so funny.
So dumb.
nah, Dino was fucked with
Yeah.
Prosperity.
Yeah,
It was just insane.
on the point I was saying, like that was like that deck became so insane because of Prosp, because it could dig for whatever engine needed, but particularly it also just could dig for so many of the broken non-engine cards.
Yeah.
And what's been happening most of this format, but I think if we get a ban list that is addressing some of the things we're talking about, the Prosp decks get a bit more popular probably in the next format.
Yeah.
I don't know what the new, but you'll see more of that again. It's more of like this is applying to more decks now, where Prosp is just hitting the most broken
Especially
non-engine
if like,
things.
especially if decks get like soft hit and like they lose a 3-off to like a 2-off, or it becomes like a 3-off to a 1-off. You just fill the space with prosperities and increase and like improve the math of your like nerf deck, right?
Yeah.
I really like Prosp. I think Prosp was like it's a skillful card because there's a lot of decision trees involved when you have Prosperity.
Like, because there's the obvious,
Yes.
like, deck building considerations that go into it. There's also the considerations of what you need to be able to get off the Prosp. I think Prosp is actually, like, ironically, quite good card design. It's just...
It is.
in the context of
I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
love it as a card,
in the context
I
of
like
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Prosp.
Being able to hit...
Yeah.
Being able
The
to hit,
problem-
like, IO called by talents, just that's the worst part of it. That's the ugly side of
Yeah,
it.
like these
I mean,
cards
that-
are
cards
offenders
exist.
already, and then
If Prosp wasn't hitting silly stuff, Prosp was fine.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Prosp card design itself.
Yeah.
Prosp just exacerbates the problems already there.
Yeah.
I was looking at the ban list. There's a bunch of stuff that could come out.
Yeah.
Trap
I think
Dust
so.
Shoot's banned. I had no idea.
Yeah, did you not know it?
Isn't it? Dust Shoot was better pointer. It's actually just better pointer.
There's a glitch in the ban list, by the way. It says that Confiscation and Forceful Sentry are banned, but they're like at 3 in every combo that plays them.
That's true. It's fucking talent.
Yeah.
Of course.
like,
So spot agreed. Yes.
But- yeah, exactly. I think the thing when we're talking about deck or cards that could come back, if we're talking about this upcoming ban as being a lot of soft hits, I could see them bringing back something somewhat like powerful coming back to sort of like spice up the game, because I feel like for the past
What
couple
the-
of weeks and for the next month, the game has just felt super stale. So
Yeah.
bringing
Give me-
something in that just kind of drops a bombshell.
Give
I feel
me
good
an
Oh
about
Nice
yeah,
it.
engage.
like
Give me
the
another
next
engage.
two format. Like
Oh,
the damned Nets 2, the 3 months that Nets 2 came back.
I don't know what they're
Yeah,
gonna bring
yeah.
back that's actually gonna be relevant though, because they're not gonna bring back Colossus and Harp Potter.
Yeah.
They're not gonna continue.
I'm still
No way.
waiting for them to just do Maxi to 3. out
That's
of
what I was gonna
nowhere at
say.
some point.
Leon was talking about this
It's
like
something like that. Yeah.
coming out of lockdown, just like test Maxi at 3. Like let's show the
Nah.
TCG babies that this card is broken, right?
Nah, I would endure 3 months of Maxi for no one to ever argue that card should be legal.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
That card should stay
honestly.
banned, but bring it back so I can prove to these babies that that card cannot be at 3. They're gonna complain. They're gonna cry.
They're gone.
I'm gonna
Actually,
Maxi them
no.
and they're gonna
I
cry.
think- I think Maxi is the one card that doesn't belong to Yu-Gi-Oh.
It just doesn't.
It just
no,
doesn't
no, no.
belong
Do you
to
know
you.
what? Do you know what will shut people up as well? It's either Maxi coming to 3 here and making people cry here, or Maxi going to 0 in Asia, and then people shut up here. And because the only leg the only leg they have to stand on in that argument is the OCG have it. It's fine over there.
Now,
First of all, it's
do
not
you know
fine
how
over there.
crazy? Do you know how
It's
crazy
not
some
fun.
OCG decks becomes with Zero Maxi though? Like the OCG has a
No, but-
cracked card
oh
pool.
yeah. Oh no. Their card pool is insane. They have Block Dragon still for some reason. They have 3
Yeah,
Ben
I don't
10.
know if it was
They
legal.
have Carrier. They have so much shit. Like they have
It's
grass.
just
They have
like on
grass.
Maxi, apparently.
Nah, it's so funny
no.
because their justification for Maxi is that every deck plays like 11 Maxi outs. But that's not good.
Yeah.
You literally
No,
have to
no.
play like every
No.
single Maxi
It's
out you
not deck
find.
building. It promotes back
really
deck building. It's
Drytron,
really
but for everything. You
Yeah,
have to
it's
just
Drytron, but every deck is Drytron.
literally,
It's
yeah.
all nice.
And Drytron's like
I
super
think
popular
the-
there, even with 3 Maxi. Like it's super popular.
Because it plays like 3 calls by 3 crossout, Herald, Orange.
Yeah.
I swear it's like
the
impossible
other
to
thing it
actually
can do-
resolve
the other thing
Maxi.
it
When
does do-
when do you guys think Crossout was gonna come out to the TCG?
Never.
I don't want to
Hopefully
be
never.
Never.
Never,
Like,
hopefully.
please.
I think
Please,
TCG
we're not
parents-
ready for it.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that it's been delayed this long is just TCG being like, we don't want this. That
Yeah,
Like,
I hate
they're gonna have
It's
to
just-
release it eventually, obviously, but like,
It's the
there's
fight
been a number of
symptom,
cards
right?
like that where, yeah, it's like Fibrax, and I feel like was Dragoon like a year after it came out. Like, it
Yeah.
took
No,
like,
no,
a
I'll
while.
tell you what it
It's
is.
sort of
I'll tell you what it. It's the DDD structure deck. It's the DDD structure deck.
No.
That's the one.
Oh,
No, like
yeah,
Fiber.
yeah,
Fiber
as well.
took like
Yeah.
3 years or some shit. Like literally, OCG had Fiber
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
And he still had to ban like 6 things.
Was it OCG doing Fibrax stuff in spiral format?
Yes,
Like,
Fiber,
Yes,
Fiber,
like the
Fiber
first
came
Spiral
in
format.
Duel Links 1 in the first Rain packs. So it's the
Yeah.
same time as Electromite for them. But for us, it's like literally ages after.
We only had Electromite
Like,
for
nah.
ages. Though.
It's banned. It's
It's
banned.
banned now.
It was
No,
Electromite
no.
and Missile. That was it.
It was
Yeah.
so that first Brains pack was like Electromite. I think it was like the Plant Link. What else was there? It was
Yeah.
Cherubini.
Fibrax.
Cherubini.
Hieratic Seal of Hierarchical Spheres.
Was that the first pack as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's so dumb.
Isolde was
No,
in it.
I remember like
Such a silly pack.
no, the Vrains pack was insane. I remember like us like the people in the community were really happy when Link Monsters got announced because they were like BA is finally dead for good because that deck wasn't being touched for like 3 years or something.
And then it won a UK national.
and then-
like,
And then they like released Cherubini and we're all like, for fuck's sake,
Nah.
Konami.
Nah,
You had one job.
It's a,
nah, for me, it was the pendulum mechanic. I was like looking at pendulums, and then they hit pendulum, and I was like, let's go. And then they released Electromite, and it was like, you just undid.
I mean, they have
everything.
they have Celine. To be fair, like Celine is
and
equally
then they
fucked.
released the what's it? They released
know.
the Endymion structure deck, and I was just like,
yeah.
are you sure you hate this mechanic or not? Like, what do you want?
The side. Nah, the
Yeah.
funny
Just
thing-
decide,
the
and then
funny
the
thing-
Electromite band, perfect.
Links were
You know
very
what?
fun
I've-
when Links are Mrs. Radiant. Oh no, Links was Mrs.
Yeah.
Radiant. Mr. Ball.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, hang on.
Go to this power format. Look at their X deck. It's so fucking fun. Like it's just Gaia Saber. Gaia
Oh
Saber.
yeah, Gaia Saber.
It's
proxy
Gaia
Gaia
Saber,
Saber.
Proxy Dragon.
No.
Yeah,
but
proxy, yeah,
You gotta
like-
remember, Mrs. Radiant added back Maxi in the Zoom era, so like that.
No,
link,
but it was
that link is not as fun as you think it is. Like it's not.
No,
quite...
but like that's okay, bro. But then like Link monsters started like super low power, so like
Yeah.
okay, they're super easy to make, but they're low powered. And then they released Link Phase 1, and then like you hear like Hulk, Izod.
Isolde was in there. That card was fucked as well.
No. This one doesn't get talked about as much, but Linkuribo. Like, Linkuribo is what the
Yeah.
fuck? It's insane.
Yeah.
How do you hear Izode and you go like Link Ribble? Link
No,
Ribble
no,
is
it was,
any
no,
average
but
Yu-Gi-Oh
you
card.
gotta remember the precedent. No, but okay, fine. That's funny, right? Like just being able to compare Link Rebo and Isolde. But like you gotta remember the precedent like Link Rebo set for like Link ones. And like Link ones are some of the most broken Link monsters we have, right? Because they enable so much stuff.
Yeah, Balinx is insane. Balinx
Get out.
is
Ridiculous.
Get out of the
Yeah,
court now.
If you think of the amount of you have Striker Dragon Limited, you have Mermaid and LP Band.
Kagario's at
Yeah,
one
Link
forever.
Kagari
yeah.
was hit
Link
for
Cross is banned.
as well. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
What else is there?
Link Cross.
Like,
Yeah.
I think despite all of this Link monster bullshit we've had, like in the last couple of years, Link Cross is probably the best one by like a far mark.
Without a doubt. That card
Link Cross is a bad card design. That card
Imagine,
was
Yeah.
bad.
imagine they were
I'm sorry.
they were clamping down on like token generators in Link decks. They
But,
were like,
Galaxy
no,
Tomahawk.
no.
Galaxy
You cannot-
Tomahawk got hurt.
And they
You
were just
can't
like,
have Galaxy
nah.
Tomahawk. You can't have Summon Sorcerers. You can't have Goblin. You can't have these. Let's give you Link Cross.
You know, the LCG had a format with Link Cross, Hulk, and Summon Circle.
Of course.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
How is that playable?
Three
Well,
Maxi.
I mean, it
That's how
was-
that's playable. They have
Maxi,
three Maxi.
Maxi, apparently. That's literally it.
The Max is so much of a big. I'm sorry.
Just stay at 3. Get in the bin.
No,
Anyway.
no.
Nah, Maxi in the OCG is like IP in Dragon Link. You make Chaos Roller and you're like, hey, worst case, I'll make IP.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's like mainly it for the list.
Yeah.
I
that's
think you
my-
need like to hit those decks if you want Start So should be played. I think that deck has a lot of flaws. I think we should touch both in another episode.
Yeah,
There's a
we'll
lot of
talk
things.
more
Yeah,
about
we
the new
should,
set,
we
but
should.
just to wrap things up, what are your thoughts on like the game moving forward with the new set, with a potential ban list? Like, what are you looking forward to most?
Just give me a ban list. Like I am desperate. I am desperate.
It's not that bad.
It's
With in-person
not.
play, I mean, you don't know what
Well,
in-person play is,
Yeah,
but
I
with
mean,
in-person
it's
play,
not
we're zooming.
It's not bad. The problem is just that like most of Yu-Gi-Oh right now is playing, and I hate playing. I want to talk about the game instead. You know, like that's it.
There's no theory to be had because
Yeah,
it's the same format.
Yeah,
for
there is
everyone.
no theory. Exactly.
Yeah, that's
all.
Yeah, like it's just a case of like the decks are all so set at this stage, so it's
Mm.
just like there's no real way to gain an edge anymore
yeah.
because
There's no
everything has
development
just
of the
been so.
format, so it's a
well
good place to
defined.
sort of move.
No.
things
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, I think the game's going in a decently good direction though.
Yeah.
Like hopefully we can get a decent list. I think the
Yeah.
decks they release, none of them are like obnoxious, like Virtual and Drytron, like just
Yeah.
badly designed decks.
Yeah.
I think like the decks that they're releasing, are like
I think
fine.
I
You do the
I
gate,
think
you
ever
do the
since
gate,
then,
and
yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
That's
pray
what-
for
that's
pray
what
for
Yu-Gi-Oh
no
decks
cross
should
out.
do.
Just pray for no cross out in Burst of Destiny, and we've got a great format on our hands.
Please.
That's
I cannot deal with
not
another
good.
card like that. Like it's just
Yeah, no.
all right, let's.
If you do cross out, I want a 3 cross out, 3 called by 3 talents, 3 Maxi, and we just go like, yes,
Sure,
this
yeah.
is Yu-Gi-Oh now.
This
Chaos.
is Yu-Gi-Oh.
absolute chaos.
This is the future.
And the best deck is like Guru because everyone's playing like 25 calls. Of...
We're gonna wrap it up there, guys. It's been great having you guys on.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
great.
if you are here from the Spotify, check out the YouTube and subscribe to that. If you're here from the YouTube, check out the podcast on Spotify and follow us there. Be sure to check out our social medias, our Facebook, our Instagram. They'll all be linked below. And thank you again to our sponsors, the Brotherhood Games, MetaMats, and Card Market. With that
And
being
get
said,
Disciples Apparel at
of course, yes, I forgot about
Slash the
the
Disciples.
Apparel.
With a plug.
yes, we'll put the discount code there as well. It's Disciples 5, right?
True. I think it is. I don't remember.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
brilliant.
Something. Image. Editing.
How is that? Yeah, editing. We'll catch you guys in a bit. See you around.
Right.
Bye-bye.